Right. Can you explain a little bit for those that, maybe were outside of New York area that don't really understand the importance of what WBAU was to hip hop, well, in general, but to hip hop back then?
Well, yeah, I mean, back then hip hop was its hip hop was still in its primitive stages. I mean, me and Dre used to DJ, and it was funny how Run DMC was probably the hottest group in the whole entire country, and we had people, promoters telling us that they didn't want to hear rap music. Don't play rap music while you're working for us, otherwise, we won't pay you.
Mm,
And we're talking about some of these are college kids, you know,
right.
telling us that, So rap was still like something that it was like an acquired taste still for many people.
Hmm.
It wasn't mainstream, it wasn't pop in any sense. It was still new. Even though Rum was on the cover of Rolling Stone, nobody cared about whether or not it was that popular to us. They still had their reservations. So, um, and the importance of BAU was immense. I mean, that radio station allowed us to broadcast the culture, for free. I
Hmm.
mean, all you had to do, I mean, Dre and Chuck were students at the school, so they were able, through um, our friend John Schmidt, who ran the school, who ran the radio station rather, they
Hmm.
were able to actually broadcast, and we all were up there. We used to stay up there um, till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Our show was over at 1, and we used to talk and crack and jokes, and we used to stay there till late. But what's so vitally important about the existence of that radio station? It brought commerce to us through the music. It brought attention to us through the music. Sort of like if you were to have a Instagram page now, and you would post something, and all of a sudden you get a million hits on something. That's kind of because we were reaching that many people,
Right.
and we were noticed by the music industry because we had power, you know. Russell Simmons used to listen to BAU. Rick Rubin listened to it. That's how me and Dre got our deal
Hmm.
through Rick Rubin, because he used to listen to the VAU broadcast. That he used to listen to the operating room with Dr. Dre, myself, and he used to listen. So it was just crazy. And Run DMC were regulars at the station. LL Cool J, and on top of that, we were able later on in our existence at the radio station to throw concerts in the same building at the university. So remember
Okay.
we did a concert with the Fat Boys. We had and it was huge. You know what I mean? So that also helped us. You know.
Hmm.
So BAU's existence was, and then on top of that, um, the 510 family, which was Chuck and the Bomb Squad, they were able to actually broadcast the music that they produced.
Got it.
They had an array of groups other than Leaves of the New School that they were producing. Excuse me, and they were able to broadcast that to the whole entire tri-state. You
Mm.
know, I mean,
Right. Right.
imagine having that kind of power now with
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
doing, and having it for free. Whenever you have a record, you can broadcast it and do whatever. That's how it was back then. But back then that was impossible to have. No one
Yeah.
had that.
Right.
So
Right.
it was very important.
Yeah.
Right.